At 8 months pregnant, someone gave me abortion pills, and blood stained the floor. Nathan cried all the way, running countless red lights to take me to the hospital, and found a top gynecologist just to save my life. On the operating table, I woke up early and heard him talking to my brother, Leo. Didn't we agree to only abort the baby? Why was her uterus also removed? Nathan, what right do you have to deprive her of the right to be a mother? Nathan's usually gentle voice turned as cold as ice. Allowing this child to live for 8 months is already my greatest mercy. Only the child of Mia and me is worthy of being the heir to the Chin family. This is also what she owes Mia, and she must repay it. It turned out that my perfect marriage was just my wishful thinking. From the beginning to the end, Nathan only loved my fake wealthy younger sister Mia. If that's the case, I'll fulfill your wish.
Welcome to listen to my full sweet love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
The abortion pills are so potent. With Luna's body, she'll never be able to have children again. Oscar has our support, so his position is unshakable. Have you thought about how devastated she'll be when she wakes up and finds out the baby is gone and her uterus has been removed? After a long silence, Nathan's cold voice rang out slowly. For Mia, I need to eliminate all hidden dangers. This is also what she owes Mia. Besides, she and Mia are sisters. What more could she ask for than being able to raise Mia's child? The wound in my abdomen felt as if it was being torn open. I seemed to see that fully formed baby boy, his body purple-black, struggling hard, but finally taking his last breath little by little. Going this far, I'm afraid you'll regret it later, Nathan. I can clearly see that you do have feelings for Luna. If it weren't to make up for her, Mia wouldn't have insisted on breaking off the engagement with me and going abroad, and still refused to come back now. Nathan said in a flat tone. Mia's compromise was even agreeing to bear my child once. I owe Mia too much. I can never repay her in this lifetime. Leo said angrily. Then why don't you keep chasing Mia? The atmosphere between them turned tense. I lay on the hospital bed, silently shedding tears, not daring to make a single sound. Why hasn't she woken up yet? I felt Nathan gently brush my forehead. It's just a uterus removal. Could sleeping for so long harm her body? He did such a terrible thing to me, yet he spoke in such a casual tone, truly a beast in human skin. I slowly opened my eyes and met his instantly gentle eyes and eyebrows. All this time, I had been deceived by Nathan's gentle and affectionate face, thinking he loved me as much as I loved him. So when a large pool of blood flowed from between my legs, I did everything I could to save the baby. I even pricked several dangerous acupuncture points at the cost of my lifespan, just to stay awake and have the strength to give birth. But I never expected that he was the real executioner. He put powerful abortion pills in my food, deliberately making me bleed heavily, and even spent a lot of money to hire the chief physician of the Chin family's hospital. What a poisonous heart. My beloved husband, the happy and perfect marriage I thought I had, they were all lies. For the sake of his illegitimate child, Nathan personally killed his own biological child with me. It was all just so that the child of that fake wealthy young lady Mia, who had stolen 18 years of my life, could smoothly inherit the Chin family's fortune. And he even dared to say that I owed her. Just thinking about this made my whole body tremble. The pain from pulling the wound in my abdomen made my face turn pale, but it was less than 1/10,000th of the pain in my heart. Nathan could tell I was emotional. He hugged me tightly, his voice gentle and sympathetic. Luna, even though our baby is gone, don't worry. I'll always be by your side. Believe me, sometimes loss is also a kind of gain. Nathan kissed my eyes and eyebrows tenderly. However sad you are, I'm 10,000 times sadder than you. I clenched my fists and blinked hard to hide the hatred that I couldn't contain, so he wouldn't notice. How sad are you? Nathan looked down at me. His eyes were as swollen as walnuts, and it seemed he had been crying for a long time. Unimaginably sad. The moment the baby died, my world went dark. Fortunately, you're still here. Otherwise, I really couldn't go on living. What a good actor. No wonder I never realized that he had always loved Mia in his heart all these years. When I first got pregnant, Nathan posted several moments in a row, excitedly saying that he was going to be a father. Later, when I had a poor appetite during pregnancy, he specially learned to cook for me and even cooked himself. But who could have predicted that this was all part of his long-term plan for that illegitimate child? Nathan went down to the canteen to get food, but he left his spare phone behind. I entered my birthday as the password, but it didn't work. When I tried Mia's birthday, it unlocked successfully. Page after page of chat records hit me like a blow, making me dizzy. Nathan, what we're doing is unfair to Luna. During my 8 months of pregnancy, Nathan was constantly traveling between home and abroad on business. The days he spent with me were few and far between. I felt sorry for him, so I never told him about the hardships of prenatal checkups and morning sickness, trying my best not to make him worry about me. Now I finally know, all the days he spent abroad were with Mia, accompanying her for prenatal checkups and giving birth. The endless chat records were filled with little moments between him and Mia. He never missed a single important day related to her pregnancy. Nathan applied stretch mark oil for her, learned traditional Chinese medicine to massage her swollen feet, and even used his hands to help her with constipation. Looking further up, there were arguments between Nathan and Mia about who would keep the child. In the end, Mia agreed to let me raise the child, but she still wanted to pursue her career abroad. I closed my eyes. I remembered that after Mia's and my true identities were revealed, Mia smiled at me with a relieved look and said, "Sister, I never wanted to blame you for taking Mom and Dad away from me. I yearn for a broader world. Don't worry, I won't compete with you for Nathan either." She went abroad and became a light chaser. Mom and Dad blamed me for her departure, and they even only attended my wedding in a hurry. And Nathan even killed my child for Mia, just to pave the way for her child. How I envied her. Everyone loved her, but no one loved me. If that's the case, I should leave too. I put down the phone in despair and sent a WeChat message to my master, agreeing to go back and accompany him to collect herbs in the deep mountains in a month. I don't trust the hospital food, so I cooked something for you myself. See if it suits your taste. Nathan fed me bite by bite. Large tears of mine fell into the bowl. He gently wiped away my tears and teased me. "Little cat, are you crying because you're touched?" I lowered my eyes and said nothing. It wasn't because I was touched, it was because I felt sad. I only got this kind of treatment because Mia kept asking him for it. I was just benefiting from her. Seeing me like this, Nathan hugged me in distress. "Luna, are you thinking about the baby again?" As soon as he mentioned it, my emotions collapsed again, and tears poured out. Nathan was so anxious that he walked around in circles. Finally, as if a light bulb went off in his head, he said, "I've got it. I heard your sister also has a child abroad. She's always on the move, so why don't we bring her child back and raise him as our own? We'll tell everyone that you gave birth to him. That way, both sides of the family will be satisfied, and you won't have to face gossip." I looked up at him in a daze. If I hadn't known about all the things Nathan had done behind my back, I might have really thought he was doing this for my sake. But I had already decided to leave and fulfill their wish. That's fine. It's a happy ending for everyone. Nathan looked surprised. He hugged me and promised solemnly, "I'll be good to you for the rest of my life, Luna. When the child grows up, we'll travel around. Didn't you always want to go back to the place where you grew up?" He rambled on about a beautiful future, but he didn't know that this perfect new life would never begin, because I was leaving. Nathan couldn't wait. In just 2 or 3 days, he brought Mia and the child back to the country and held a family dinner. I thought Mom and Dad should know at least, and I figured you must miss them too. Nathan looked at me cautiously, afraid that I would be angry. In the Chen family's villa, Mom and Dad played with Oscar, their faces full of joy at being grandparents for the first time. Mia sat beside them, still looking like a little girl. My mom stroked Mia tenderly, doting on her grandson while saying, "Mia, you must have suffered abroad. Don't worry, this child is our Chen family's grandson." My eyes stung, but I still forced a smile and stepped forward to greet them. Mom and Dad's attitudes turned cold instantly. "Who are you putting on that gloomy face for? Are you deliberately trying to spoil our mood? Look at Mia. She's so much more sensible than you. I really don't understand what you're doing. You're almost due, yet you still eat recklessly. Now the baby's gone, and in the end, Mia has to clean up your mess. You know the Chen family's relatives are coming today, yet you're wearing such plain clothes to disgust people? You've never known how to bring honor to the family. We shouldn't have found you back in the first place. It made Mia unable to return to the country all these years and be bullied abroad. I knew my parents looked down on me. They thought I couldn't bring them glory and wasn't worthy of being the Chen family's young lady. It was a pity that Mia, the daughter they were so proud of, wasn't their biological child at all. It wasn't until Mia took the initiative to go abroad and the Chen family insisted on marrying me that they had to accept their fate, but they became even more dissatisfied with me. At my wedding, my dad didn't walk me down the aisle, and my mom even sat in her seat with a sour face. In the past, Nathan would stand up for me, but now his eyes were glued to Mia, filled with tenderness. He completely forgot that the reason my baby died in the womb was because he took advantage of my trust and put abortion pills in my food. Mia walked up to me holding the child. Her eyes curved sincerely. "Luna, look at Oscar. Isn't he really cute?" He was indeed cute. His eyes and eyebrows looked exactly like Mia's, and his lips and chin were like a mold of Nathan's. My fingertips brushed the child's cheek, and an overwhelming hatred welled up in my eyes. But why did he get to live a good life in wealth and comfort, while my child was poisoned to death and didn't even get to see the world? Oscar. Yes. Nathan's friend helped me find a foreign fortune teller to name him, hoping he'll live a noble life in peace and prosperity. When I was trying to name my own child, I read through dictionaries just to find a good name with a good meaning that would bless him with health, happiness, and safety. But Nathan laughed at me for doing useless work. He said a child's fate was determined at birth, and naming was just a psychological comfort. But he spent tens of millions to hire a fortune teller for Mia's and his child. A bitter taste filled my mouth. I forced a smile. It's indeed a good name. I noticed the child looked unwell, so I moved my hand toward his neck. But before I could do anything, I heard Mia scream, "Sister, what do you want to do to my child?" The next second, Nathan pushed me to the ground hard and roared at me. "Luna, what do you want to do to Oscar? Just because your own child died, you want to harm your sister's child? Are you even human?" I fell to the ground, and my palm was scraped open on the floor. The pain was unbearable, like my heart was being torn apart. But Nathan didn't even glance at me. He and Mia stood on either side of the crying child, hugging him, looking like a real family of three. Mom and Dad looked at me angrily, defending Mia without asking for the truth. "Luna, don't blame us for doting on Mia. Look at yourself. What part of you is better than Mia? You're so despicable and dark-hearted that you even won't let a little child go. You're no better than an animal. What are you still lying on the ground for? Get out now. Don't be an eyesore here. You've really ruined our good mood." The elders of the Chen family who had just arrived found out what happened and looked at me with disappointment. "We don't blame you for accidentally losing the baby. Even if you can't have children anymore, the Chen family never thought of letting you two get divorced. But why do you have to hurt a baby? Mia's child must be included in the Chen family's genealogy. Whether you agree or not, this fact won't change. Go back and reflect on yourself." At that moment, I wanted to say nothing, but in the end, I thought about the child's innocent life and said softly, "Little children can easily suffocate if they wear red strings around their necks." Mia opened the child's neck and found it was red from being strangled. Her face turned bright red with shame. Nathan told me not to mind. Mia was just worried about the child. She didn't mean to target you. My mom said impatiently, "If there was a problem, why didn't you say it earlier? Are you deliberately trying to gain sympathy? Besides, if you hadn't been unlucky enough to kill your own child, would your sister have sacrificed and let you raise her child? You should thank her." Everyone stood on Mia's side and criticized me for her. My eyes were blurred by tears. I said nothing and went upstairs, then threw the printed divorce agreement into the shredder. I won't get a divorce. None of them love me or believe me, so be it. I'll disappear from your lives completely. I don't want you anymore. I sat in the guest room for a long time, listening to the laughter and chatter downstairs until I fell asleep. When I woke up again, the villa was quiet. My stomach ached badly, so I went downstairs to find something to eat. The maid said disdainfully that there was no food left. If I wanted to eat, I had to cook it myself, and the ingredients were in the basement. But at the basement door, I saw Mia sitting on Nathan's shoulders with her legs spread apart, her voice coquettish. "Nathan, what if Luna finds out? She'll be sad." "It feels so uncomfortable, Nathan." Nathan curled his lips evilly. "Mia, you obviously like it, so why do you always refuse me? Don't worry, she'll never know. I also promised you that I won't tie you down with marriage, but you have to satisfy me. Mia put her hands around Nathan's head and pushed her waist forward. Nathan, just this once. After this, I'll go abroad and won't disturb you and Luna happiness anymore. We'll just be pure childhood sweethearts. Nathan said nothing more. Obscene sounds drifted to my ears with the wind, making me so sick that I could barely stand. I stumbled and ran out of there. It wasn't until I was far away from that suffocating place that I finally came to my senses. Large tears fell to the ground. I sat on the curb in confusion and helplessness. The next second, Mia's soft and uneasy voice rang out. Sister, I'm sorry about what happened today. Sorry about which thing? I looked at her eyes, which were avoiding mine guiltily. It's about misunderstanding you wanting to hurt Oscar. It's my first time being a mom, so I overreacted to the child's safety. I didn't mean to target you. Also, I promised Nathan to let you raise the child. In the future, it definitely won't affect your relationship. From now on, Oscar will be your biological child. At this point, Mia's eyes turned red, and she sobbed. Don't worry, Luna. After Oscar's full moon banquet, I'll go abroad and never come back. I'll leave Mom, Dad, Oscar and Nathan to you. Her appearance of being affectionate but having to back down was exactly the same as when she went abroad that year. My heart ached uncontrollably. How could she be so innocent and act like nothing had happened, after stealing the love of Mom, Dad and Nathan? And she even pretended to be sincere. I grabbed Mia's collar, but before I could say a word of accusation, someone kicked me hard. The stones on the ground pierced my wound, adding new pain to the old. My vision went black from the pain, and Mia let out a cry of surprise. She tried to help me up, but Nathan pulled her into his arms. Luna, if you have a problem, come at me. Mia explained weakly. Nathan, it's not like that. Luna didn't. I saw it with my own eyes. Why are you still covering for her? Since she came back, she's never had good intentions toward you. Nathan looked at me with a dark face. You killed your own child, and now you dare to target Mia? Luna, you never change your evil ways. I never change? Did I kill my own child? I tore open the clothes at my uterus and shouted angrily. Did I kill my own child? I ate the food you cooked for me, and then I bled heavily. How did my child die? Why can't I have children anymore? Nathan showed no guilt. Is there something wrong with me cooking for you? Who knows what you ate before? Your uterus was removed because you're useless, and you still dare to question me? You almost became a mother yourself. How can you bear to hurt another mother who's letting you raise her child? Apologize to Mia right now. Ha ha ha. What a self-righteous face. My child was killed, and I still have to be grateful. Thank you both. I suddenly bowed, then turned around and left. Nathan's heart skipped a beat. He had a feeling he was going to lose something, but he shook his head. It was just a fit of anger. After Mia left, he'd coax Luna, and she'd definitely forgive him. A few days later, it was Mia's and my birthday. Nathan spent a fortune on Mia. Drones and fireworks lasted the whole night, and it was on the hot search again and again. The Chen family also booked the Park Hyatt building for Mia, playing birthday wishes on a loop. I cooked myself a bowl of longevity noodles and packed up all my things to give to the homeless people nearby. The next day, they seemed to finally remember my birthday from the day before. Leo sent me a cake by courier, looking guilty. Nathan sent a necklace as a gift through his secretary. While I squatted by the trash can and burned all the wedding photos and marriage certificates bit by bit, watching the ashes blow away with the wind. Early in the morning on the third day, Nathan called me. Luna, I forgive you for what happened before. Wear something nice for the full moon banquet today. I'll let my secretary pick you up at noon. I agreed with a smile, as if I really had no hard feelings. After hanging up the phone, I put on the old clothes I was wearing when I was found and went straight to the hotel. The auspicious time for the full moon banquet had passed, and I still hadn't shown up. Nathan's face didn't look good. At a time like this, Luna was still throwing a tantrum with him. She was getting more and more unreasonable. He forced down the faint unease in his heart. He ordered someone coldly to go find me. When Mom and Dad heard the news, their faces turned dark. Disgraceful. I say Mia should have married into the Chen family. It would be more reliable. Nathan's mother frowned slightly, but didn't say anything. Just then someone ran in a panic. "Mr. Cheen, it's bad." Madam jumped off the building. Nathan and the others stared in disbelief. What? Luna jumped off the building? A group of people rushed out. The sound of police cars and ambulances was already there. There was a pool of blood on the ground, and a thin body was covered with a white cloth. Only a section of tattered gray clothes was exposed. Mrs. Chen, my mom, covered her mouth, tears pouring out. "This is the clothes Luna was wearing when she came home." Nathan couldn't believe it. He rushed into the police cordon and roared, telling them to lift the cloth and let him see. "Who are you?" "I'm her husband. I'm her lover." This unhesitating answer made Mia, who had run out with them, turn pale instantly. She bit her lip and stepped forward to comfort Nathan, but before she could speak, the next second, an edited video played on the square's big screen. At the beginning, I was sitting at home eating longevity noodles and speaking. "Mom and Dad, all these years you've hated me for competing with Mia. Now I'll give you back to her. The grace of giving birth needs to be repaid with blood, and I'll repay it. Nathan, marrying you is my biggest regret. You make me sick." Next came the video of Mia and Nathan's actions. Their conversation also played clearly. Finally, there was the conversation where Nathan told the doctor to remove my uterus, as well as the truth about my child's death and Nathan forcing me to raise his and Mia's child. Nathan's whole body was shaking, and his face turned pale. So Luna had known everything all along. He had thought Luna was immersed in the pain of losing her child, sad and helpless, with no energy to care about anything else. But he never expected that she would wake up early at the cost of her life just to protect the child. He had thought he had hidden it well, naively believing that he and Luna still had a better future. How desperate must Luna have been when she woke up early on the operating table and heard his conversation with the doctor. Nathan didn't dare to think further. His head was buzzing, and everything around him faded away at that moment. Only Luna's face and smile lingered in his mind, along with that child. He had seen that child once. He was very cute, and looked more like Luna. He had personally killed the crystallization of his love with Luna. The onlookers were also shocked and started talking excitedly. "Oh my God! There really are such illegal tycoons in real life? Killing his own child for a mistress and removing his wife's uterus. None of these things are what a human would do. Is the Chen family going to collapse?" The Chen family is also ridiculous. They don't love their biological daughter, but dote on a non-biological one? Mia's birthday parties cost tens of millions every year, but they've never celebrated Luna's birthday. And there's no way the family didn't know about Luna's suffering. They probably pushed her to the edge, making her jump off the building. This Mia is too good at pretending. She stole the real young lady's parents and brother when she was a kid, and stole her husband when she grew up. She looks like she did nothing, but she took all the benefits. The real young lady can't compete with her at all. Their voices were loud. Mia's face turned even paler, and she looked at Nathan anxiously and confusedly. "Nathan, did I kill sister? Why did this happen? I never wanted to destroy your relationship." Nathan ignored her completely. He rushed toward the ambulance, which was about to close its doors, but was pulled back the next second and punched hard in the face. Leo's eyes were red, and his face was filled with hatred for Nathan. "You bastard! You killed Luna. I'll make you pay with your life. You were torn between Mia and Luna from the start. You're a coward, but you let my sister bear the consequences. You animal! I'll kill you." His fists rained down on Nathan's face like a waterfall. Nathan, stood motionless, letting Leo hit him without resistance. The Chen family rushed over to pull Leo away, shielding Nathan behind them. Nathan's mother said in a deep voice, "There must be a misunderstanding in this matter. We will invite professionals to verify the authenticity of these videos and give the public an explanation. My son has a good relationship with Mia, but there has never been any impropriety between them. The father of her child is unknown. Our two families are old friends, and considering Luna's pain of losing her child, we just wanted to help Mia solve her trouble. We discussed this matter with the Chen family a long time ago. We didn't plan to make it public to prevent the child from feeling inferior because of his background and becoming a target of gossip. We hope everyone will view this rationally and not spread rumors." There was a hint of threat in her words. The onlookers were just here to watch the drama and certainly didn't want to get into trouble, so they all backed away. However, the Chen family refused to cooperate with her public relations effort and shouted angrily. Nonsense! You killed Luna and still want to confuse the public here. This video is not edited at all. Your son is clearly married to Luna, yet he cheated on her with Mia and even killed his wife and child for Mia. This is antisocial personality. He must be arrested and sentenced. The Chen family immediately brought in appraisers, who confirmed on the spot that the videos were authentic. Their biological daughter was dead, and they wanted to seek justice for Luna. Nathan's mother's face turned cold, and she gave up all pretense. It was Luna that our family wanted to marry in the first place. She is the blood of your Chen family. If you don't cherish her yourselves, how can you expect others to? Nathan is at fault, but can your family get away with it either? Mia seduced my son. Who knows if she instigated the murder, or even planned it herself? Or maybe your Chen family planned it. She was trying to drag the entire Chen family down with her. The Chen family was furious and started fighting with Nathan's mother on the spot. The scene of them turning on each other was a chaotic mess. Mia tried to mediate, but Nathan's mother, who had always been kind to her, suddenly pushed her away, her face full of disgust. Troublemaker, stop pretending to be a good person. Even the Chen parents and Leo, who had always doted on her, looked at her coldly, suspicion in their eyes. Why did you interfere in your sister's marriage, Mia? Did you deliberately want to drive her to her death? That's not true. It's not like that. Mia covered her face and cried, unable to understand why she was suddenly criticized by everyone, and why the relatives who once loved her now looked at her with cold eyes. She ran to Nathan, hoping he would protect her as he always did, but saw him in a daze, laughing and crying at the same time. Luna, I was wrong. Will you come back? I won't be with Mia anymore. I only want you. Please just come back. Mia broke down. Nathan, help me. I really didn't mean to make my sister jump off the building. You know me. I bought a plane ticket abroad a long time ago. I was just waiting to hand Oscar over to you today and then leave forever, never to come back. I never meant to destroy your marriage. Why doesn't anyone believe me? Why did Luna choose to jump off the building today? If she had long been unhappy with me, why didn't she say so? If she didn't want this, she could have just spoken up. Why did she do such a thing? It's making me so embarrassed now. Once, even a single tear from Mia would make Nathan's heart feel like it was breaking. He would have been willing to kill anyone in the world just to make her smile. But now, looking at her pitiful innocent act, he suddenly found her disgusting. His eyes fell on the unremoved birthday banner behind Mia, and he thought of Luna cooking longevity noodles alone. His heart ached sharply. How sad must Luna have been then? Both he and the Chen family had forgotten her birthday. But Mia, the one who had gained all the benefits, was now looking innocent and claiming she had done nothing wrong, even brazenly asking why Luna hadn't spoken up if she was unwilling. Nathan stared at Mia and asked coldly, Mia, are you really as innocent and harmless as you seem? When I married Luna, you kept sending me photos of you chasing the Aurora every now and then. You kept saying you didn't want to destroy my marriage, but every time you acted hesitant, luring me and not letting go. And that time we crossed the line. It was you who called me in the middle of the night, crying that you were being followed. I was worried about you, so I took a plane to find you overnight. Are you innocent? Where are you innocent? I can't shirk responsibility for Luna's death. And neither can you. Mia trembled all over and looked to the Chen family for help. Before the Chen family could speak, Nathan interrupted with a sneer. Your Chen family is also the last straw that pushed Luna to her death. Don't forget, yesterday was her birthday, but you held a grand banquet for an adopted daughter. After speaking, he ignored the police and rushed onto the ambulance. Nathan held the blood-soaked body and said tenderly, Luna, don't be afraid. Husband is here. Unfortunately, this time, no one responded to his words anymore. When they arrived at the hospital, no matter how crazy Nathan acted, he couldn't enter the mortuary. He could only watch helplessly as the police who arrived dragged him away, getting farther and farther from his Luna. At this moment, a piece of Nathan's heart felt empty. He stopped struggling. Many reporters had arrived outside, and the flashlights kept shining. He was pushed into the car like a walking corpse, cut off from the world's sounds. In the interrogation room, Nathan stared blankly at a photo of Luna, saying nothing. No matter what the police asked, he seemed not to hear. In the photo, Luna was younger than now, her eyes and eyebrows lively, but a little dark and thin. This was taken by Nathan the year she was found and taken back to the Chen family. Unexpectedly, after all these years, this was the only photo he had of her, while he had tens of thousands of photos of Mia. If he could go back in time, he would definitely take many photos of Luna. Photos of her smiling, crying, walking, cooking for him, and photos of them together. He would never be impatient again. Nathan hugged the photo tightly, as if he were hugging Luna. Her words to him from the past echoed in his mind. Nathan, let me tell you, the baby is really healthy, as strong as an ox. I told you I look thin, but I'm actually in great shape. After all, my master is a TCM master. And I checked his pulse. It's a boy. Your family's heir is guaranteed. In a few years, let's have a daughter who takes my last name, okay? Only now did Nathan realize how much Luna had trusted him back then. So much that she had eaten the food laced with abortion pills without noticing anything. Unfortunately, he realized it too late. In the interrogation room, the man cried like a child who had lost the whole world. The policemen shook their heads. If you had known this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? What a scumbag. Does he think he can escape legal responsibility by staying silent? Premeditated murder with solid evidence. He's definitely getting the death penalty. Someone from the Chen family is here. They say he has a mental illness and is requesting bail pending trial. Nathan was soon released from the police station. Outside the door, Mia was waiting. She threw herself into Nathan's arms and sobbed helplessly. Nathan, I only have you left. Don't leave me, okay? I know it's hard for you to accept my sister's sudden death, but the dead are gone. Those of us who are left should look forward. Life has to go on. I've also talked to Mom and Dad. I won't come back again. Nathan's mom also agreed that I can leave this sad place with you to heal. From now on, our little family of 3, Nathan, Mia, Oscar, can live a good life, okay? After speaking, she looked up at Nathan with eager eyes. Once, Nathan had loved Mia's eyes the most. He had said that Mia's eyes held a galaxy, the most beautiful scenery in the world. At the sight of her eyes, Nathan would have been willing to give her the whole world. Mia thought he would soften, but she never expected. Nathan threw her roughly to the ground. His eyes filled with disgust as if he were looking at a cockroach. The Chen family doesn't want you anymore either? Stop playing the same trick you did 3 years ago. The Chen family is stupid enough to be manipulated by you, but I won't be. 3 years ago, you broke off the engagement with me on the one hand, but secretly sent me sad, sentimental posts that only I could see on the other. You deliberately let the Chen family see you stepping back for Luna's sake, to make them resent Luna and feel guilty towards you. Then you seduced me, got pregnant, and tried to drive Luna away completely. Is that right? Because you know that temporary guilt doesn't last. Only when Luna is completely disheartened with us and leaves can you keep your position as the Chen family's young lady. Mia's face turned deathly pale, and she shook her head repeatedly in denial. I'm not. I didn't. You're lying. Nathan was tired of listening to her excuses and sneered. What a perfect innocent face. You deceived the Chen family and me. Unfortunately, you can't deceive me this time. I've found out all about the frame-ups you did to Luna before. I'll inform the Chen family and let them see your true colors clearly. Next, you'll pay a painful price for Luna's death. Mia turned around and tried to run, but it was too late. At the police station entrance, she was dragged into Nathan's car and thrown into an uninhabited villa. There were many homeless people covered in lice there, and their eyes lit up greedily when they saw her. Nathan pushed her cruelly into the crowd. This woman is a reward for you. As long as you don't kill her, do whatever you want with her. No. Nathan, you can't treat me like this. Nathan curled his lips coldly. Of course I can. Because of you, Luna died. I'm in so much pain that I want to die. Why should you be spared? Mia was dragged away by the homeless people. She never imagined that one day the man she loved would treat her like this. She regretted it deeply. She should have left here and never come back. She had never wanted to be with him voluntarily, so why did she have to bear the pain in the end? Half a year later, Nathan's verdict came out. He was acquitted due to mental illness. It wasn't because the Cheen family used connections. It was because Nathan really had developed schizophrenia. At that time, I, who had faked my death to escape, was in the deep mountains competing with my master to pick century-old ginseng. Old man, I picked more than you did. Humph. My ginseng is older than yours. Look, it even has a doll-like face. My master threw me a ginseng doll that looked like a little child. The moment I saw it, tears fell. This ginseng doll looked exactly like my child. Is it a coincidence? Or is it heaven's mercy? I hugged the ginseng doll and cried uncontrollably. Well, what's wrong? My master was terrified and apologized to me while pacing. Oh, fine, I lose. You picked more. You win. But I can't cook, so you still have to make dinner today. I want roast chicken. Why have you been crying at the drop of a hat since you came back from the outside? It's like you've got an automatic faucet. Good heavens. Oh, stop crying. The ginseng doll will disappear if you keep crying. It's most afraid of human tears. If it fades away, we won't get any money for it. When I heard that my crying might kill the ginseng doll, I immediately stopped. Master, is it alive? The old man with white hair and a childlike face stroked his beard and nodded seriously. Yes. If you're sincere enough, the ginseng doll can come to life, but it requires a lot of complicated steps, like feeding it heart blood, letting it absorb heavenly and earthly energy non-stop every day, and taking care of it like a child. But all this is too troublesome. Let's just sell it. Hey, what are you doing? When I heard that heart blood could make the ginseng doll alive, I didn't hesitate to use a silver needle to draw a drop of my heart blood and feed it to the doll. For a moment, a flash of light seemed to appear, but it disappeared in the blink of an eye. My master stamped his feet in anger and said I was being reckless. A celestial treasure like this needed more than just a drop of blood, and it couldn't be raised in a day or two. But I didn't care at all. I hugged the ginseng doll and smiled foolishly. As long as it can live, I'm willing to spend as much time and effort as needed. This is my poor child. He's back. This time, I will definitely protect it and never let anyone hurt it again. I named the ginseng doll Onbao. It was the name I originally prepared for my child. My master had no choice but to look through ancient books and help me raise this legendary ginseng doll. Until one day, the old man got injured while picking a herb. Coincidentally, we ran out of food at home, so I took some herbs down the mountain to sell for supplies. After buying the supplies, I remembered that Onbao had grown bigger recently and needed new clothes. My sewing skills were average, so I decided to buy some new clothes for her while I was down the mountain, and also pick up some toys. When I was about to go back, a black luxury car stopped in front of me. Nathan rushed out excitedly, wanting to hug me. Luna, you're not dead. You really didn't die. Do you know how much I missed you while you were gone? I dodged his hug. Nathan's eyes were full of sorrow. You hate me, don't you? I know I was wrong back then. I shouldn't have taken away your right to be a mother because of Mia's seduction. After you left, I kept thinking, if we hadn't gone that far, how beautiful and healthy our child would be now, and how happy we would be. Luna, I know I was wrong. I listened to his nonsense indifferently, without the slightest emotional fluctuation. There's no if. Nathan's face turned pale, and he smiled bitterly as he lowered his head. I know I'm guilty beyond redemption. I haven't been able to sleep a single night in the past 6 months. Mia has been tortured by me to the point of being unrecognizable, but I still can't forget you. Later, I came to the place where you grew up. Only here can I still feel your presence. The day I accidentally saw you, I was so excited, but I didn't dare to disturb you. I originally thought that just catching a glimpse of you from a distance would be enough to satisfy me. But I was too greedy. I kept thinking about my mistakes, wishing I could start over and make it up to you properly. Luna, I know what I'm saying may be shameless, but can you give me a chance to make amends? I laughed out loud in disbelief. What makes you think I'll start over with you just because you apologize? Can't you see that I'd rather die than have anything to do with you? A murderer begging for my forgiveness. It's ridiculous. If you really want to apologize, why don't you turn yourself in? Nathan was so shocked by my words that his face turned pale and he could barely stand. He mocked himself. You're right. I don't deserve forgiveness. I should atone for my sins. He took out a bank card and handed it to me. I know money can't make up for what I did, but I hope it can make your life a little easier. I didn't take it, so he had to put it on the ground, hoping I would pick it up later. Goodbye, Luna. He looked at me deeply, full of attachment, and turned around. Behind him, I saw the Chen family. They had arrived a long time ago, but stood a few steps away, looking like they wanted to recognize me but didn't dare to. Luna, why did you fake your death to deceive us? Do you know how sad your father and I were when we thought you were dead? I asked coldly in return. Oh, how sad were you, Mrs. Chen? As soon as I said, Mrs. Chen, my mother immediately covered her mouth and burst into tears. She collapsed into my father's arms, her eyes full of guilt. Luna, Mom is sorry for you. Your father and I shouldn't have favored one over the other, but please believe, we love you just as much. When we heard you were dead, my heart stopped. You're the flesh from my body. How could Mom not love you? I exposed them directly. Stop being hypocritical here. You don't love me, and you don't love Mia either. If you did, why did you turn a blind eye when Nathan treated her like that? Isn't it just because her affair with Nathan was exposed, which embarrassed you and made her no longer the daughter you were proud of? And the reason you're begging for forgiveness now isn't because you've repented. It's because the Chen family's cooperation with the Qin family has ended, and the frequent scandals have caused the company to decline, right? The Chen family's faces turned awkward. It was true. Since the public opinion erupted, the Chen family's reputation in the industry had been ruined. Many cooperations were terminated, and the broken ties with the Qin family made things even worse. 4 families at their level, it was not easy for the company to make further progress. There was still hope if the 2 families worked together, but Mia, the adopted daughter, had ruined everything. Watching my back, my mother's heart trembled violently. Luna, where are you going? A place where none of you are, I said without looking back, thinking in my heart that I needed to take the old man to pick herbs on another mountain. Coincidentally, most of the herbs on this mountain had already been picked. After Nathan went back, he had another mental breakdown. He tried to turn himself in again and again, but the Qin family bailed him out every time on the grounds of his mental illness. Finally, he found evidence that he was sane when he killed the child, and finally got the verdict he deserved. The Qin family also gave up on him completely. I also received a large sum of money transferred by Nathan before his death, with a note. I'm sorry. I hope I can make it up to you in the next life. A wave of disgust came over me. I donated all the money, only wanting to end the karmic debt with Nathan and never see him again. Meanwhile, the Chen family's business went from bad to worse. The Chen parents were hit and killed by a car while on their way to discuss a cooperation. The driver was Mia. After killing her adoptive parents, she also turned herself in, openly saying that she hated them for knowing about her suffering but doing nothing to help. Leo became depressed because the family went bankrupt. But none of this had anything to do with me anymore. I took on Bao and my master to settle on a larger mountain, living a truly free and unrestrained life like a hermit.